that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
Yo, Big Kish back up in here. What's up with this dude right here? Have you ever heard of this guy? There's a pastor up here getting all this money from out of his congregation. And people, look, they outraging about this one right here, y'all. His name is Marvin Sapp. I'm going to read y'all this title. Marvin Sapp investigated for fraud after holding his congregation hostage. IRS is after him. Now, y'all just seen in that little clip how he talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And we going to see what the outrage is about. You know what I mean? But, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give,
I thought he was about to say this is a stick up.
this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary, 1,000. If I get 1,000 online to give, this is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
Y'all, the Saints and Ain'ts are saying that Marvin Sapp is trading in his choir robe for an orange jumpsuit. Y'all, baby, the feds are allegedly on his neck for fraud. And if that's not bad enough, the IRS might be looking for him too. Y'all, I bet he's regretting holding that church hostage last week. Well, Marvin went viral after demanding his congregation to cough up $40,000 on the spot. And that little stunt got the feds' attention, and now word on the street.
I know that wasn't Vlad background. I know that wasn't Vlad background. That bet not had been. That looked like a Vlad setup right there. I know this dude ain't working with Vlad. Please, somebody, please let me know I'm tripping. Please tell me I'm tripping. Please. Please.
Got the feds' attention, and now word on the streets is that he may have some shady dealings behind the scenes. So was Uncle Marv out here pocketing church funds? And what's this talk about tax evasion? Y'all, the tea is holy and hot, so let's get into it. Y'all, gospel singer Marvin Sapp just went viral, and not for a new hit song, but for what folks are calling a full-blown church shakedown. Marvin best known for classics like Never Would Have Made It and
Oh, that's Never Would Have Made It. That's Never Would Have Made It. No, that's what he looked like. That ain't Never Would Have Made It. Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see you were there for me. Everybody like that song. Dang, he doing that? Oh, man. I didn't know that was Never Would Have Made It.
Destiny was caught on video.
I told her, she know it. She know it.
2024 PAW convention in Baltimore, instructing ushers to shut the doors, literally locking folks in a church service during service.
Yeah, when you see that neck like that with that big little sack back there like that. Yeah. When you see that sack back there. Yeah, when you see that sack back there in the back of that neck like that. Yeah. He gonna want some bread. He gonna want some bread. Those the ones with the fresh shoes, always oiled up, always got on the chain with the ring, the necklace and all that. When you see that big sack of meat back there like that, oh yeah, he want that bread. He definitely want that bread.
Ushers to shut the doors, literally locking folks in a church service during service. And why? Well, because he wasn't letting anybody leave until they coughed up that $40,000. Once that video hit the internet, social media had a field day dragging Marvin in the church for what looked like a holy hostage situation. But wait, y'all, it got worse, because Marvin didn't just stop at locking the doors. No, he laid out a price list for freedom. He told the congregation that as long as each person gave $20, the ushers would finally open the doors and folks could walk out.
Oh, that is hot. That's really hot. This ain't no game. Oh, this ain't no, he said that? I thought he was saying ushers shut the door, just shut the door. So they was ready to leave out. This is what I'm gathering right now, y'all. So they was ready to leave out, and he said shut the doors. Oh, yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's a real hostage joint. That's real hot. That's real hot. You can't do that. That's real hostage. Like, there ain't no play right there.
Y'all, this wasn't just for 50 or 100 people either. There were literally 2,000 peoples in there, both in person and online. That means Marvin was not letting up until they hit that solid $40,000.
And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple.
And what bar do this remind y'all of? Misusing your influence. Misusing your influence. Misusing your influence.
I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did, but I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000.
But just when you thought he was done.
You see how calm he said it? And look at the people behind him backing him up. You see that? Y'all see that? Check it out. Hold on. Yo, this is, look at the people like, Yep, check it out. Y'all check out this scripture right here. It's Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Meaning, when they say they can't bark, it means that they don't warn the people. They don't tell the people to get their life right. What they do, they collect all the money, right? And they sit back, they go buy Maybachs, they go buy jets and all of that, but they not really trying to wake up the people. They ain't trying to wake up the people. It say 11 say, yea. It said, they are greedy dogs. They greedy, which can never have enough. Meaning they already got money. These pastors, they got money already, but they could never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They don't understand the knowledge and the wisdom of God to go wake up the people. See, they probably did have a foundation of understanding in the beginning, right? But what the money do? The money blinds people. It blinds people. Then they like, oh, hell, hey, look, I'm about to get this bread. Hell with really trying to wake them up. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They gave up the fight. Check this out, y'all. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They look towards their own way. Everyone for his own gain from his court. They're for their own gain. He's probably not looking like, okay, who's down financially on hardships? We need to go help out this sister. We need to go help this brother out. He just lost his job. He need help with his car payment, so he go look for another. Nah, They don't think like that. They don't think like a lot of these churches. I ain't gonna say most. I'm gonna say a lot of these churches. They got pastors that are greedy dogs. Very greedy. You're going to sit up there and hold the congregation hostage until they pay you a $20. Where's that money going? Where's that money? I'm telling you, that money going to a jet or some stocks or something like that. Come ye, say they. I will fetch wine and they will fill themselves with strong drink. This is what it say they're going to do with the money. They're going to buy some strong drink. They're going to buy some alcohol. They're going to kick back with all the ushers and all of that stuff. They're going to be sitting at a dinner table getting full off the people money. And we already know how this economy is now. Everybody ain't working with nothing, man. Telling you. This is them. This is the scripture that's talking about them. They're not going to warn the people. They dumb dogs. They sleep lying down. And notice this too. When your pastor is overweight and his stomach is out the hair, that lets you know he's not practicing fasting. God said you need to be fasting often. You need to often fast because prayer, you can't just do prayer by itself. Prayer just don't work by itself. With prayer, you got to put in some action, which is fasting as well. Remember, Christ, they was asking Christ, they said, oh, how you get rid of those demons, Christ? How you do that? He said, fasting, not only prayer, but fasting as well. Yeah, you got to fast with it too. So when you see these guys with these big sacks, these little big sacks in the back of their neck, that's that pig. Yeah, that's that pig. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's that pig. And when you see their stomach doing like this, and when they walk side to side. And then they go, y'all think that's a preacher style, like, yeah. No, they running out of breath. Yeah, that's all that hog up in there. That's all that hog, that meat, that gross, that's all that coming out of their pores and stuff like that. I'm telling y'all better run away from these people, man, if you're trying to do right with your life, because they can't guide the people. They can't guide. They're tricking y'all. They tricking the people. But yeah, y'all. I'm telling you, if you're trying to do right with your life, do not be following behind these big old people. You want to get somebody that's slim. That's slim. You know what I'm saying? And you see his actions. Don't just be doing what nobody said. You got to see those actions. What are they doing? You know what I'm saying?
Will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000.
But just when you thought he was done, he turned to the pastors and hit them.
Look at them shoulders. See them shoulders? Look at them shoulders. Big old shoulders. Can't breathe. They got all that mucus, all that congestion up in them. I'm telling you, greedy dogs. Greed. Like your song, though. I like your song. But, hey, it is what it is, man.
Was done. He turned to the pastors and hit them with an upcharge. Instead of $20, they had to cough up $100 each because, according to him, it cost to sit in the altar. Well, the way he was talking, you think he was running a VIP section at the club instead of a church service?
For those of us who are on the dais,
look at that back. You see that back? You see all that sweat on that back? He ain't do no movement. All he doing is walking back and forth. Why your church ain't got no AC? Why you ain't got no air conditioner? You got all that money. Why you ain't got no air conditioner? He walking back and forth. See, that's all that pig coming out. That's that swine. Leviticus 7 and 11. I think 7 and 11 tell you, don't just stay away from that swine. Stay away from it. You know why? Pigs don't sweat. So all the parasites and all of that is staying inside of the pig. That's why pork is so salty, because they don't sweat. I heard a pig could get bit by a cobra and won't nothing happen to it. You don't want to eat nothing like that. You get bit by venomous snake and won't nothing happen to you. I'm not eating that. No. I'm telling y'all, listen, check it out.
I'm taking you higher, so put it back.
Look at it.
I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time.
You see his little backup dancers? I can't stand them. Yeah, talk to him. Yeah, tell him that, pastor. They just following, but they don't know what's going on. Look at him with his arms folded. Leaders lead. Listen to him.
That leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here.
But in the video, Marvin Sapp explained.
Look at that shirt. That's that Biggie Smalls Gucci shirt. You know how much some shirts cost? Do you know how much that shirt costs? What's that Versace of? That is Vlad. What are you doing up there? Y'all see it up in the corner? I just caught it. Look, I just caught it. You see it. This is it. Y'all see up in the corner. They try to blur it out. That's Vlad, y'all. That's Vlad. Look, he up in there. Yeah. Got him. What he doing up there? That shirt costs.
that just as people in biblical times were required to offer some form of currency as a sacrifice to God.
No, the tithing was food. And if the place was too far for them to go to carry all that food, you gotta cash in your food for money. So because money's lighter than a bunch of food, right? So, and then when you get over there, that's when you buy the food again. That's where the currency coming. That's what tithing is, y'all. That's what that is. Now, if you want to give donations or alms, that's when you do that on your own. You do it. Should nobody be asking you? Hey, you need to give up your money. No. A church is supposed to have a store. That's what that's about. But they, over the years, being as though that, they took reading away from us, we wasn't able to go in the scriptures and read it ourselves. So what they did, what the slave master did, they would just pick somebody out to preach to us the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And we just had to sit there and be quiet and just listen to it. But now, we's can read now. Yeah, we's can read now.
He was challenging his congregation to do the same. Since today's currency is the US dollar, he stated that all he needed from them was $20 to reach the goal that they set. Now I hear him, but I can only imagine how some of the 2,000 people in that service both in.
He probably getting them to pay the taxes. But I think it's tax exempt when it's a 501 or something like that. So I don't know. He need that 40,000 for something. He doing something with that 40,000. He's doing something with the 40,000, y'all.
Person and online must have felt, and it definitely felt like more of a bank transaction than a spiritual experience. After all, who expects to hear something like this in church? It's one thing to encourage donations, but this has definitely had a vibe of.
You hear that? It's one thing to encourage donations. If y'all want to donate, the Cash App link right there. Got him. It's like, nah, but yeah, if you want to donate, it's right there. That's if. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, let's get it, y'all.
Something more transactional. Yes, y'all. So Marvin was out here wrapping up the convention, getting ready to let everybody out. But then out of the nowhere, he told the crowd to hold up, wait a minute. And he insisted that everybody stay in place until they could all leave together. But here's the kicker. He then pressured the churchgoers to drop that 20.
I'm so mad. That's never would have made it, God, man. No. That's never would have made it. Damn.
In front of the church before the ushers could even open the doors. Now, what we didn't see was what was happening in the congregation, but sources say Marvin spotted a few people trying to sneak out early because they were not about to be finessed. That's when he got real heated and dropped the now infamous line telling the ushers to shut the doors because he thought what he was asking for the members to do was easy. Yes, he really made it clear that no one was getting out until that money was dropped. He insisted that nobody should be allowed to leave because giving is worship.
Louis?
That it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you.
That's a Louis shirt, y'all.
He made it clear that no one was getting out until that money was dropped.
Oh, if y'all can see the print on it, that's Louis too. Oh Lord. Oh my Lord. That's Louis.
That money was dropped. He insisted that
that's Louis. He just Louis'd up. He probably sponsored by Louis. You never know.
Nobody should be allowed to leave because giving is worship.
That it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors.
I said
close the doors.
Yeah,
close the doors.
Close the door. Close them. They ain't going
we
nowhere.
all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
But if you thought that Marvin...
That's another thing about that swine, that pig. If you eat a parasite, which is they always in pigs, they be in pigs, right? If you eat a parasite can hijack your mind for you to be weak-minded. A lot of people have parasites inside of them and don't even know it. Yeah, a parasite will hijack your mind, thinking have you thinking that, oh, I'm hungry. But no, it's just tricking your mind to make you feed it. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, be careful with that swine. Hey, look, I tell you like this, cut it off. Cut it off. I'm telling you.
Sapp was wild. Wait till you hear what went down next. Another preacher at the same event took the whole hustling thing to a new level. Before Sapp even took the stage, this bishop started straight up auctioning off God's blessings to the congregation. He told that crowd that 12 people needed to cough up $800 each for new beginnings. And then 25 more people were called out to give $500 to get closure. Y'all, according to the bishop, God told him these people needed that closure. But of course,
oh, he been doing this for a long time. He's a young man.
they had to Venmo first. Yes, y'all, you heard me right. Venmo. Talk about turning the church into a business.
Here's what God told me. He said, there is a new beginning for some folks. So I wrote my check for $800. And the Lord told me challenge 12 people to bring $800. Any of you on the floor, you want to come, I want you to put it in my hand. I'm at 5. I need 7 more.
Oh,
There's one down here, Bishop Martin.
oh, y'all don't see this? All those people in there. Yeah, get that money up. Hold up, where's the scriptures at? When we gonna start reading some scriptures? What's up? Get that money up, yeah, get that money. We're gonna get that money, money. Money, 12,000. Yo, bro.
So I need 4 more. So tonight when I began to ask the Lord, he said, tell the folks that want some closure on some situations.
Those people that y'all be seeing at Golden Corral, taking up the whole space. These guys, I'm telling you, these guys be messing with each other, wives and all that. I'm telling you, man, this disgusting. Telling you, man. Hey, look, man. Anybody telling you that the Lord came down and told me you need to give me some money, you better run. The Lord told me you need to give me some money. What? That's the ultimate. Ugh.
When they write their checks and when they give tonight, write closure. And he said, the same closure that I gave you, I'm going to give to them. There are 25 of you that will bring a check for $500 tonight.
You just can't convince me that these preachers didn't have some kind of quota that they had to hit. Because trust me, Marvin Sapp wasn't the only one pulling the ultimate shakedown. After that video started making its rounds, people went absolutely crazy all over the internet. And the reactions were split and wild. A lot of folks were saying Marvin Sapp was just masking greed with a little bit of worship sprinkled in. And they claimed he was using this position to hold people hostage in church, trapping them there under the guise of spirituality, all while asking for some money. Others chimed in saying that this
He's a musical artist. That's what that is. He ain't no pastor preacher. A pastor preacher gonna be putting in that work. And the people, God gonna put it on the people's heart without you even asking. That's how you know you're dealing with somebody spiritual. They ain't gotta ask. The people, God gonna put it on the people's hearts. God gonna put it on the people's spirit to just give it. They ain't gotta ask. People of the Lord, the pastors and preachers of the Lord ain't gotta ask. They just gonna do them. They just gonna do they want to. They just gonna put in that work. You know why? Because the spirit of the Lord is gonna be on them to just do it day in and day out. Just work. Everything come after. Everything else come after. They just gonna lay it on them. Here you go. And you know what he gonna do with it? He gonna give it right back to the people. Here y'all go. Shh. He gonna give it to the unfortunate people. And then it's gonna keep bouncing back and forth. Next thing you know, that's how you create a nation of people. That's how you create a nation of believers right there.
This kind of behavior is exactly what's pushing them further away from the church and making them question the real intentions behind these so-called leaders. But things got heated, no doubt. The comments were flying back and forth, some defending Marvin, others calling him out. But just when things were spiraling, Marvin Sapp decided it was time to step in and cool things down. He knew the heat was on, and whatever was going on had to be addressed before it went on even further. But if you don't know, Marvin Sapp is currently the pastor of the Chosen Vessel Church down in Texas, and let me tell you, all this drama is definitely giving that church a horrible look. I wouldn't be surprised if a few people decided to pack up and walk away after all this. So of course, Marvin wasn't about to let his reputation take a hit without
That's disgusting. Well, I wonder what type of watch. I guarantee you that's one of them watches. Y'all know them watches I'm talking about. You be saying one of them watches. It look like it don't cost nothing. It watch probably about 50,000.
away after all this. So of course, Marvin wasn't about to let his reputation take a hit without doing some serious damage control. He took to his Facebook account to address the situation head on, saying he never meant to make anybody feel like they were being held hostage or pressured into do anything. It was clear he was trying to clean up the mess, but you know, once something like this hits the internet, it's hard to undo the damage. He wrote, "Recently, a clip has gone viral of me challenging 2000."
Hey yo, listen, it's two pastors who said challenging. That's y'all gotta check out like when you don't see any originality in the pastors and they all say the same type of lingo, they all do say the same verbiage and all of that stuff. These are tactics that they use to get you out of your bread. Notice, when I was growing up, I never heard nobody say challenge. They start implementing the challenge word when they found out that you get more money when you say challenge. So I don't know. I used to work at a call center before a long time ago. But at the call center, you get certain scripts, and then later on they might implement this. They might take this out. They practicing to see what get the bread. I guarantee you, they all reading a script that got challenge in there. Say challenge. Challenge is soften the blow a little bit on their pocket, well, on their mental. But you know what I mean? It allows them, it encourages them to get that bread up. Make sure you say challenge with it. You gotta say challenge. Check it out.
1,000 individuals, virtually and in person, to plant a seed of $20 during an international gathering held at a convention center with over 4,000.
Yo, if they say challenge one more time, I'm clicking off this video, bro.
1,000 people in attendance that evening, plus virtual viewers. In that same moment, I also challenged leadership to
If I hit
lead by example by sowing $100. That evening, I personally gave much more. Some have taken issue with the particular moment when I instructed the ushers rather firmly to close the doors during the offering. To those unfamiliar with the church context or who may not regularly attend worship gatherings, this has been misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as offensive. This was never my intent. He then went on to claim that he was only created a safe space for the money to be exchanged. He said, "The truth is, when finances are being received in any worship gathering, it is one of the most vulnerable and exposed times for both the finance and security teams. Movement during this sacred exchange can be distracting and at times even risky. My directive was not about control, it was about creating a safe, focused, and reverent environment for those choosing to give and for those handling the resources. Unfortunately, in this social media age, snippets are easily shared without context and assumptions are quickly made without understanding the full picture." He then backed up his actions with the Bible, saying, "Now allow me to give you some biblical context, not opinion, not tradition, but scripture." In 1 Chronicles 29, we find a powerful moment where David, preparing for the building of the temple, challenges the people to give. He starts by giving of his own treasure over and above what he had already set aside. Then he calls on the leaders to do the same. What happened next? The people gave willingly and generously. In fact,
willingly and generously. Willingly and generously. He didn't. King David ain't say shut the doors. Also, they was doing a temple to worship the Most High. You already got your building. You already got your building. So what now? You got your building. So worship. Worship, ninja. You got your building already. King David is doing a temple. You already got your building. So why you just don't worship? Why you still asking for money?
They gave so much that a record was kept of each gift, and ultimately David had to tell the people to stop giving because the need had been exceeded.
What I just say? What I just say? When the spirit of the Lord is on the people, they just gonna give. They gonna keep giving. Look, King David said, "No, stop. You're giving too much. Oh, wait, this is too much." He wasn't greedy. He wasn't a greedy dog because he know the wisdom tells you God will give you anything. He'll make it happen all you do is ask him, not the people. God will give you anything in righteousness. Don't ask for no unrighteous stuff. Don't let your motives be real. Like, let these be good motives. You know what I'm saying? God and David knew that. King David, he already knew that. So he like, ho. And the people gave willingly. They gave willingly. He had to tell them to stop. No, that's too much. What ninja you look, you know you dealing with somebody of the Lord when they tell you to stop. They tell you to stop. Nah, don't give it. Chill. I don't need that. Oh, okay. That's a genuine person right there. But not him. He gonna take that. Hold on. What's that? Was that a 20? Okay, all right. Put this. Don't tell nobody you gave me that. Yeah.
So when someone challenges people to give a specific amount, it is not unbiblical. It is not manipulation. It is in order. It is consistent with Scripture. So yes, you saw a moment, but I invite you to understand the movement behind it. But y'all, it didn't matter how reasonable Marvin Sapp's explanation seemed to be. People on the internet were not having none of it. They went at him hard with no mercy. Some even told him straight up to stop disgracing the church and using God's name to scam people.
Right.
The backlash was so intense, and
We tired now, man. The internet gonna internet. This with the people. We done. This 2025. We ain't getting tricked no more. We not getting tricked no more by nobody.
no amount of damage control was going to change the fact that the video had already sparked a firestorm. It's one thing to try to explain yourself, but when the internet's already done its thing, the heat's hard to escape. Well, the drama was not over yet because Marvin is now crying out saying he's been getting threats from people, claiming that they want to unalive him. When he was on the Ricky Smiley morning show,
y'all know how much y'all see them drums and pianos and all of that stuff. That stuff costs. You got to pay those musicians to come there and do live music and all of that. That stuff costs. They paying them for that. But you got people that's willingly able to come out and play your music and all of that. Bro, go and play a CD, bro. Go and play a CD full of instrumentals or something. Come on. That's the people's money. You're using on live music. You ain't got to do all that.
he said that the video surfacing has affected his life and his children.
What has happened is people have taken clickbait and made something out of it that it isn't. And because of that, my church has been getting phone calls. People have called my church and cussed me out.
Ooh.
My staff are afraid because I've received death threats and phone calls. People have called my church and cussed me out. My staff are afraid because I've received death threats over $20 and shut the door. People have come to our campus. They have come to my church to try to cause problems, issues, challenges.
However, the streets are now saying that this is a big fat lie, and the reason he
Hey, listen. I wouldn't put it past him. When the people get outraged, the people get outraged. Read them scriptures, people get outraged, they start coming in swarms. They start, Say they did Christ, man. I'm telling you, they came out. No, he's a liar. But nah, they gonna get, she's saying that they didn't, but I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him.
He's claiming death threats is that he's under threat of being investigated for fraud and tax evasion. Clock T, y'all, because allegedly the IRS is looking into Marvin Sapp for some kind of fraud. Reportedly, some members of the church said that the money he raised at the conference wasn't exactly for the church, but for him, all allegedly. According to the reports, when the reports of him keeping the money for himself started to go viral, it allegedly triggered an investigation by the IRS. And word in the streets is that the IRS did some digging into him, and they reportedly found something shady that didn't add up.
Ooh.
And now I need y'all to weigh in on this conversation because it's getting heated. Honestly, I feel like this whole thing is a mix of both context.
Look, when you constantly see somebody rubbing their hands like this, that's a signal right there. That's a signal. That man ain't no paper up in there. Cause they used to just playing with paper. So if the paper not there for them to count, they be like this. It's like an itch. It's like an itch. Like, I need that. I need to feel that paper. I need to feel them hundreds. I need to feel it. That's a sign right there. Stay away from them. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for y'all to watch it unfiltered and uninterrupted. Shout out to Miss T, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.